common public opinion now, evidenced by discourses on Twitter and other social media, is that we have reached the post-gay era. No matter what TV show you start, it will have a gay character. While the idea that gay rights have been achieved and we can move from the narrative of struggle to assimilation in the mainstream and liberation sounds like something positive, it is not fully accurate. This notion is extremely Western-centric, and even in that context, it doesn't seem to be true anymore. In search of escapism and comfort, many members of the LGBTQ+ community turn to modern sitcoms with queer characters. With tools to reflect on society's assumptions, stereotypes, and flaws, sitcoms give an opportunity to portray queerness in everyday life, resulting in a sense of security and relaxation for their viewers. From the first lesbian wedding in Friends, to Modern Family's Mitch and Cal, to now Abbott Elementary's Jacob Hill, the history of queer characters in sitcoms is essential for our understanding of representation for time, as it exemplifies what was possible before and allows us to look at what is possible to reach in the future. One of the most unconventional examples is FX hit sitcom It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. The spiritual successor of Seinfeld, it echoes the show's ridicule of conventional masculinity, but it doesn't just stop at it. While Seinfeld was standing out at the time for not doing the gay to its male character's display of affection, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia took a step further and actually made one of its characters gay. Mac, portrayed by Rob McElhenney, is a complex, nuanced character that faces multiple changes throughout the show. Going from a homophobic and transphobic religious person to still religious but now a gay man, Mac both ridicules some of the popular tropes and reminds its viewers of something they could be going through, like internalized homophobia. Especially his coming out episode feels authentic, with its unexpected sincerity and artistic approach to the subject. Still, It's Always Sunny is not a perfect example of modern queer representation, more of the way it has been changing and diversifying in recent years. What sets It's Always Sunny apart from sitcoms of the 90s and 2000s, for example, is the way it reapproached the idea of anxious displacement, putting queer characters in comedic situations where they are the normal ones only in comparison. Just like the rest of the cast, Mac is seemingly bad, chaotic person with a lot of greed and confusion about the world. As Rob McElhenney said, the joke wasn't that Mac was gay, obviously. That would have been demeaning and offensive. We weren't creating a gay character for comedic effect that was there just to be gay and to be funny because he was gay, but a very complex, very disturbed, very fucked up and awful character who happens to be gay. Feel Good and the other two also present a sarcastic approach to the worlds of the shows, where everyone is at least a bit misguided and corrupted, no matter what gender or sexuality they are. In a way, all characters are equal in their awfulness. Feel Good, created and written by non-binary bisexual comedian Mae Martin, is a semi-autobiographical comedy drama that portrays the struggles Mae was facing in their life. From coming in terms with their gender and looking for love to standing up to past abusers and overcoming addictions, Feel Good depicted the struggles and growth of a person, not a stereotype. Similarly, The Other Two was created by gay comedy writer Chris Kelly and stars bisexual comedian Drew Tarver in the part of Carrie Dubik, a struggling gay actor. The show mainly focuses on what it's like being gay in the industry, making fun of supportive producers, y'all faggot, and showing the inability to escape the stereotypes that everyone will assign to you. These shows are a lot alike in their depiction of queer characters in between their professional and personal life, who are trying to find the balance between the search for fame and peace of mind. They both are also crafted by queer people, which wasn't a possible mainstream thing before. Unlike the shows that came before, modern sitcoms allow their characters to openly express their sexuality. While Mitch and Cam didn't kiss until second season, these newer shows set their characters free of this comfortable asexuality. And Feel Good even includes open talks about sex between two AFAB characters. Our Flag Means Death, often put in the same group as What We Do in the Shadows or Good Omens, especially stands out as it presents a queer utopia, free from unnecessary labels and haunting homophobia. This is something that distinguishes the post-gay era, with one of the early examples being Fake in It. Our Flag Means Death doesn't have coming out arcs, doesn't assign anyone specific sexualities, letting everyone be simply not straight. They normalize queerness in a way that transfers the focus from sexuality and gender to the plot of the series and assumes that
everyone is just who they are, and who they are is just stone cold gay.
Set in the golden age of piracy, the world of Our Flag Means Death liberates its characters and viewers from politicizing sexuality and gender. The key element of modern LGBTQ+ representation is that it's simply more diverse. Thanks to the people behind the scene bringing their fresh outlook, we now see characters who are not contained in one or two tropes. While older examples were predominantly white and upper middle class, only different from their straight counterparts in sexuality, now we see more and more differences between characters, which makes more and more people happy and comfortable in their own identity. There are still a couple of issues that the shows with LGBTQ plus representation may face, as the same element or characteristic could be both praised and critiqued at the same time. Heartstopper, as an example, is highly appreciated by teen fans for accurately depicting the life of the LGBTQ plus teenagers, yet older audiences seemingly can't relate to it and find it too naive. But the answer to this issue is basically more diversity and more things to choose from, which modern sitcoms are gladly giving.
My brother's gay and that's okay.